Hi everyone, it's Helen here, and today we're going to be making the square paper bag, but we're going to be making the lantern version of this as well, because this die set does coordinate with the new trellis panel. So we have two sets here. This is the leaf and scroll panel die set, and this one is the geometric and arch panel die set, and you get the panel that cuts out the intricate detail, and you also get the rectangle as well that is going to cut it out completely. So today we're going to be making the lantern version. So I'll pop these aside. These are all from CraftStash, and there'll be links down below for all these products. So let's get this out so you can actually see. So I've bought myself some magnetic sheets. So the magnetic sheets are not included. I've literally just bought them to help keep me organised. Let's pop that out, and there was a few here that didn't actually fit on the sheet, so let's pop those out. These two long ones here, so you can actually have the option of making a lovely scalloped or zigzag edge to the top of your bag. So that's a lovely little extra there. Let's pop those aside. I don't want to lose them. Okay, so you're going to need an A4 sized or a large format die cutting machine to cut this out. So we've taken up as much of the A4 sheet as possible. So we want to maximise the amount of things that you can do with all of these dies. So we've packed them all in. So this is the largest one here. So this one is going to do all your cutting and your scoring, and it's going to give you the detail here for the gusset of your bag as well. So there are so many different things that you can make from this, and I have some more ideas on some completely different ideas on what you can do with this gift bag, and those videos will be coming up. Okay, so let's put that aside because I need to use that in a moment. So these are the other dies. So you have some lovely layering label dies. This one here is my favourite. I just love anything that's label shaped or bracket shaped. I cut my nails yesterday and now I can't pick anything up. There we go. They'll grow back soon. Okay, so this is one of my favourite styles here. I just love this shape here. So you'll find that most of the Celebration collection does feature this shape. So let's pop that there. That's perfect for putting a sentiment on. And we have some bunting options here as well. Let's do the slide. There we go. So we have this lovely like pennant shaped. I think, is that a pennant? Is that a flag? Well, one of them is a flag. I'm sure they all have names. So we've got some lovely, I've seen some lovely big ones before in the past, but it's really nice to have these tiny ones, and I really can't wait to use these not just on the paper bag or the lantern, but in my scrapbook pages, in my mini albums. These are absolutely perfect, and even in card making as well. So a lot of these elements you can use in your other projects. And here we have, let's do the slide again, some holes here so they're in the exact place where you're going to need them. We haven't given you two separate holes, they are joined together to make it easier for you to make the holes for your bag if you want to add some ribbon. Now this is another one of my favourites. Let's take this off so I can slide that off. There we go. This is another one of my favourites. So it's a lovely leaf detail here. So if you use the inside die, it will cut out just a silhouette of that, so you can actually put that into your gift bag. You can put some vellum behind it and make it into a tiny little lantern, put a little tea light behind it, or a battery operated one of course. And also this little leaf here does exactly the same, so you can add some more detailing further up on the lantern. And this one here cuts it out completely, so you can run these two together. Just add a bit of tape just to hold everything in place, and you can run that through, and that will give you a separate piece. So you can even run it through with this one first, and then on a separate piece of paper, a contrasting colour, you can cut another one of these out completely and then glue it over the silhouette on the bag, and you have a nice border. I have done that in one of my samples, so I will pop a picture here so you can have a quick look at that. And I've used the label dies, and I just think it looks really nice. Okay, so that's enough waffling on for me. Let's get on with showing you how to make this bag. So let's have a quick tidy up, because I do make a lot of mess when I'm filming, when I'm crafting. When I'm not doing anything, I seem to make a mess when I'm just not doing anything as well. Right, that's behind me. Okay, so I'm going to be using some hunky-dory cardstock. Most of my tutorials with these dies are going to involve hunky-dory, adorable, scoreable cardstock because it's absolutely perfect. It scores, it cuts, it doesn't crack. It does have a coating on the front and it doesn't crack when you fold it over. So these are absolutely perfect. So definitely my new favourite. Definitely recommend this cardstock, and it's all available at CraftStash as well. You get in packs of 10 and they have loads of colours, and I think it's £3.99, so it's really affordable as well. Okay, so let's move on. So as I said before, I'm going to be using an A4 die cutting machine. I'm using the Gemini because that's the one I have and I absolutely love it. So I've got my cutting plate there, everything's taped down. So let's put the plastic shim on, my magnetic sheet, line it all up. Just want to make sure all of my cardstock is covered by all of the shims. Sometimes they shift about a bit. Yeah, it's trying to stick itself out the corner here. Let's try and straighten that up. Okay, so I'm going to run that through the machine. Okay, so that's cut really well. There we go, there's hardly any waste at all. So if you do like to keep any scraps, which I would, this is worth keeping. There we go, I can keep that for scraps, and this is our waste. Okay, so I have one side prepared already, so we're going to be working on this side. So what we need to do now is decide if you're making a lantern, we need to move on to our trellises. And if you are just making a gift bag, then just use the, there's a matte die here, you can use that to matte this. And you can even use a trellis die on the top if you cut it out separately and then glue it on the top. But we're going to be going for a trellis into this section here. We're going to be cutting directly into this section. So before I do that, I want to fold all of my score lines because this side is going to be weakened with all of the holes in it, and it's going to be really difficult to fold up your score lines without it bending here because it's weaker, because there's loads of holes, there will be loads of holes in it. So do it before you put all of your holes in it. So let's get this bone fold up, very important. And as you can see, it is folding really well, no cracks. There we go. Fold that inwards. There we go. Okay, right, so now we can do our trellis. Right, I've used on my other side, I don't want to have a different side, I've used the leaf die. So this is the leaf and scroll panel die. So let's pop these out. Let's have a quick look at these. So you get two panels here. That's literally just going to cut out just the outlines, so it's not going to cut around the outside edge. And then each die has one of these that will cut out the outside edge. So we're just going to be using the inside edge at the moment, and I will pop a photograph here of a lantern that I made with the trellis panel cut out again in contrasting cardstock and glued over the top of the lantern, just for a different look. So you can use these layered up. Okay, so back to this one. Put our leaf die on there. I have to do some more taping again just to keep that in the right place. Keep that straight. Okay, so that's taped down, so let's run that through. There we go, that is cut out really well. And you can just bash that and all the other bits will come out. Where's my spike? Here we go. Found it. Looking on the other side of the desk for that. Okay, just pop all these out. There you go, those have come out really easily. Just get rid of all this. There we go. Oh, I lost a bit of tape there, but it's going to be on the underside. A bit of tape took the coating off, so worry not, it's in a place that we can hide it. If not, stick a flower over it and it'll be fine. Okay, so let's do our back now. So you're going to be needing some sort of see-through material or paper. So I've got some vellum here. I'm going to be using that over here. So I've used the large rectangle die to cut that out. I've used this one here. It comes with the die set. It's just slightly larger than the rectangle that comes with this one. Okay, so I'm going to be using some Cosmic Shimmer glue today. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to work fast here, is I'm going to do an outline around the edge here, and then I'm going to do a little dab of glue on each leaf, so you have to work really quickly. Because the first lot of glue that you're putting down will start to dry, especially if it's a warm day. And then I'm going to dab glue on each leaf. There we go. Now just carefully lower this down. Try not to smoosh it around too much because your glue may come out, ooze out of the edges if you swirl it around too much. Okay, so we got that down before it dried. I mean, it's 25 degrees Celsius in my room today, so it's getting a bit iffy for me. It's kind of the temperature where my camera decides to stop working as well, so anything over 25 and my camera will run for about 10 minutes before it overheats, so not too much fun filming in the summer. Okay, so that's that side done, and I have another one prepared exactly the same. So I'm just going to be decorating this very plainly at the moment. You can cut out another panel out of, like, say, cream cardstock, like I've showed you in previous photos, and then you can glue that over the top of this one. But I'd like to just keep the silhouette because it is going to look nice when it's not lit, but in the night time or in the evening, you're not really going to see the front. You're just going to see the backlit coming through the leaf detail. So I'm just going to leave it quite plain. So what I'm going to do now is glue this onto there just like so. So let's use some Cosmic Shimmer again. You can use some red line tape here. Okay, so these also need to be die cut. If you're cutting two pieces of anything that you're going to be gluing together to make a box, they all need to be in the same orientation. Don't cut one out on, so it's the opposite, or turn it over, especially if you're trying to pattern match. So if you're using the same piece of paper and it's double-sided, and if you cut one the wrong way, you're going to have a different pattern on each side. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's glued into place. Turn that over and I'm going to press that down. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over just like so, and I'm going to add some glue here. I'm just going to fold that over so it meets. There we go, and then just press that down. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there just for a few moments just to dry. Okay, for decoration, this die set does come with extra flowers, so I'm making a mess here. It does come with extra flowers, but I would like to use the flowers and leaves die set. I absolutely love this. I'm so happy we have this. So I've already die cut a few, and I have some already pre-made, so I'm just going to quickly show you how to put this one together. It comes with some lovely leaves as well, so really this is absolutely perfect for just having in your craft collection to decorate anything you want to. So I would literally just cover everything with these, so I get really carried away. So how do we put this together? You're going to need a glue gun. So I've got a cordless one here. My crafting has vastly quickened and improved since getting this. Let's pop that aside there. So while that's heating up, let's get this rolled up. So I'm just going to quickly bend the petals outwards first before I roll it together. It's just going to help me reshape the flower once it's all assembled. Okay, and I'm just going to use the spike here just to start me off. Some people use a pair of tweezers and they keep it in there. It's up to you. Everyone does a rolled flower differently, and if these do annoy you a little bit, you can just trim those off before you start rolling. So just keep going round. Try not to create creases. I'm trying to keep it just nicely rounded. Okay, so there's a small circle here. That's where we're going to put our glue. But first, I need it to relax a little bit. So I need to uncurl it so it all just comes loose, and that is going to create a larger flower as well, not just a small tight one. So you can actually go for different sizes using the same flower die. Okay, so our glue gun should have heated up by now. So let's add some glue just to this circle here, and then all we've got to do is just press that down in the centre. There we go. Turn that off. There we go. Actually, I'm going to keep this out. Keep it on because we're going to glue these to the front of the lantern. I have a few made up already, just in different colours here. So I've got some lovely greys here, got some foliage as well, some lovely glitter, non-shed glitter cardstock there, and I also have some green leaves as well. So we'll see how this goes together. Let's move those aside. Okay, so I want to keep this quite simple because it's all about, it will look nice. I want it to look nice when it's on the table before it gets dark, but then it has to look quite nice as well when the lantern is on, because if you have extra embellishments covering it, you're just going to see the shadows in the evening light. So I don't really want to spoil any of the looks in the middle, so I'm just keeping the embellishments towards the outside here. So I'm going to go for grey. I love grey. And I'm going to go for a smaller white one at the top. I do have a pink one as well. I think that's too much colour, so I've got another that one, or I can go for a small grey one. Oh, I'm not too sure now, you see. Just audition them, see how it looks. I'm going to go for the white one, and I can clear off these strings from here once everything's dry. Okay, so let's get some of our foliage in. It's pretty long. Maybe I'll just stick one little short one here. maybe. You can always trim these off as well if you're finding that they're too long. So grab your scissors. Just going to pop that there. Yes, I like that. Yeah. Add a bit more glue. There we go. Maybe add, that's a bit too much. That's a bit too much, so I might just go for another one of these. I do have one more pre-cut, so I think I might just leave that plain, or just pop that. Yes, I'm going to put that at the bottom, just here. There we go. Not too much, adding too much detail here, because I still want the lantern to kind of work as a lantern without too much stuff in front of it. Okay, so if you want to make this into a carry case and you still want to use the trellis on the front, add your holes to the side and you can still use it as something to carry. So there's loads of different ways that you can use all of these together. So let's get this glued together. If you want to keep your lanterns and pack them away flat, don't use glue. Use some Velcro pads here. I love these. So you can use your Velcro pads on the bottom just to close your lantern, and then you can collapse them at the end of the evening and reuse them, or you can pack them away, or especially if you're making these as Christmas decorations, there's nothing to stop you from making Christmas lanterns with this. You just decorate it with Christmas themed foliage, and then you can pack them away at the end of Christmas. Turn that off. But again, if you're going to be using anything heavy in these, then I would definitely use glue. Okay, so if you're wondering where I got these Velcro pads from, these are from Amazon. So I've taken the strips off, so make sure your box is squared up properly, and then press that down, turn it over. Just going to grab a bone folder, or you can use a ruler, just press down where the pads are. Okay, so that is our lantern, and I do have a tiny tea light. I've run out of my micro lights. The best lights to put in these are the little wire, battery operated wire lights, and they're very easy to find on Amazon and in other shops. They're very cheap on Amazon as well. You can get them in like packs of 5, so you can barely even see that because the sun is starting to come out. It's brightening up. So this is just as a little test here. So I will, as it's too bright in here, I will put a photo of a lantern in the semi-dark so you can actually see this lovely trellis when it's all lit up from behind. Right, so this lantern square gift bag die set is on CraftStash at the moment, so you can order that, and there's international delivery as well, which is really good. I love that. And if you join their newsletter, you can claim, I think it's 20% off your first order. They'll send you a code. So yeah, that's really worth going for. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again next time.